Should we let him practice with the buffer?
Yeah, then let them buff this area up.
Yeah. Hey, do y'all have another pad for the buffer? 17 inch?
What do you mean?
Just a pad. Yeah, just a regular pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
The red bristle is what you have on there now, right?
I'm not sure. Just put another one. I'm just gonna let them practice running it over it with a pad, so they can practice on the machine. Not
Yeah, that
standing
should
around.
be. Yeah, you should have the red bristle on there now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you already got that. You already have.
Want to lower the
Yeah, I'm
radio?
gonna put two so it doesn't fuck up the bottom one, and it doesn't fuck up the.
It
Where's
doesn't
the-
swing out.
Okay, it won't.
It just rotates
Okay.
in place.
What the hell is
Not
this?
like the other one. The one at Meghan, that one swings out. You can't break it. This one doesn't.
Oh, it's a pin? It's a pin.
Someone ripped the fucking thing off.
That one.
This is gonna be a funny
You want
part.
to lower the radio or shut it off? Jeremy? The radio? The volume? The buffer.
You can kind of get it right into your head. Yep, exactly.
Okay, guys. Come a little forward. Hey, focus. Okay, this is our buffer machine. You're gonna be using these buffers a lot. Doesn't matter on either on flakes or even on metallics. On metallics, you're gonna use it a lot most of the time to sand your base coat and stuff. These are tricky to maneuver if you never messed with one before. They go by balance. You have to balance it and find that happy medium spot in order, or not, it'll kick you all over the place, okay? And if you never mess with one, always start in the middle of the floor. Don't start next to a wall or nothing like that, because you will be crashing into everything.
Don't wrap this around your neck.
Exactly, it'll choke you up. Exactly.
So all you do with the buffer, up or down, you never go sideways. Usually up, you just go to the right. The machine always just spins one way. When you go down, it'll go left. If you want to move it forward, back, you just find that happy spot where it's not moving, and then you can just move
walk
it,
with it.
push it forward. It usually has like a little clutch right here, and then you can just press the right or left trigger. It doesn't change the direction that it spins at. Whenever we're sanding base coats, we do 80 grit. Right now, we only have a
buffing pad.
a buffing pad, so y'all can practice a little bit. I'm not going to put a screen just yet. Once you put the screen on, it's going to grip a little bit more, so it's going to be a little bit harder to maneuver it.
To maneuver around. This was pretty cool because it has a vacuum attachment on it, and if you're working inside a home and stuff like that, it doesn't create a lot of dust. It keeps it contained. You can actually put your vacuum to it. You know, if it doesn't have the vacuum attachment, it will create a lot of dust surrounding it.
So all I'm doing, if I want it to go left, I'll just push down a little bit on it. It's very small movements, very small movements. If I want it to go forward, just find where it doesn't move, and just push it forward. Left, push down, right, lift up a little bit. Can't even tell what I'm doing with my hands. It's very short movements.
You don't need to go crazy and, you know.
If you want a little bit of support when you're first starting out, you can use your hips a little bit, help it not move too much. wants to be the first
Who
one?
wants to try it out? Volunteers? Oh. Watch. If wait. Okay. Remember, this is your clutch. You need to bring this up. Now, if you lose control of it, don't let it go. Just let this go. Only the handle. Okay? Because if not, this will kick. So it'll hit, click that up and then press, because this is not going to go up until this clutch is up.
Once you
That's
press
a
this up and then you
It's like a
press,
safety.
yeah, once you
Exactly.
press it up and then you press on here, you can let that one go.
Okay, dale.
Unplug it just in case. You're good.
Use your hip, use your hip a little bit.
Let's try it.
Okay, go that way with it. There you go.
Let me get you in the middle.
Get you back in the middle.
Am I pressing down? Is that what it is?
So whenever you first start it, you see how this is kind of bending back?
Okay.
So it's always going to go left. So you kind of
okay,
want to lift it up a little bit to where it's level. Once you find that level spot, it's not going to move.
Yeah.
If you start
Tilt
with
it.
look,
If you start it tilt it, it's gonna move.
if you start with it tilted down, look, it's about to go left a lot. If you start with it too high, it's going to go
Oh,
right.
okay.
Find that
Down,
spot.
down, down. I
Let
let
it
it go
go.
left. Stop, stop.
Hey, I'm a tattoo artist. Look.
You got it, buddy. You got it. Take your time.
Find that spot. Press the exactly. And press it up. Press it up.
Down, down, now push down.
What am I pushing down this way? Or?
Down this
no,
way.
no.
Oh, this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Down
get
and
you-
up.
let me
Down
get
and
you
up.
in the middle.
Down and up.
Down, down, down. Or stop it.
Down, down, down is this.
Yeah, but do like small movements. When I say down, you're barely pushing down on it, like barely, barely. You're not actually like pulling down hard. Look, if I want it to go down, you can't
Go
even
for the-
tell. I'm just literally pushing down a little bit on it.
Okay, so it's like a pulsating kind of.
Try to keep it's a balance. So you have to gotta have that balance.
There you go.
Look, go ahead, press it. Press it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, what do I do? That's probably gonna be mine.
First
Come
time
here,
I
grab
tried
it.
to use one, I rented one
Come
from
grab
Home
it.
Depot. Try to use it,
Grab
couldn't.
it.
I said,
You
fuck
see
it,
that
went and
spot where I'm
returned
at?
it and just did everything by hand.
Up.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Huh?
What do you guys use this one for again?
Just sanding the base coats. I
See?
sand my flake. Whenever I do the flake, I scrape and
See,
run
there you
a
go.
screen pad over my flake.
Okay.
That gets it super nice and smooth.
Now it depends where you want to go.
Once you put
Go
that,
up.
once you put the sanding
Go up
screen
and
on
walk.
it, though, it gets a lot
Go
harder.
up and walk up the other way. The other way. Easy, horse. Easy.
Like I never had one of you before.
It's gonna take a couple of more practices and stuff like that. Now, when you have a bigger spot, and you gotta find that balance. That's what it is. See? That was easier starting it already kicked in.
Okay, so when I start pulling to the right, I just.
Yeah, you find that you find that little happy medium spot that where it's gonna stay. And then remember, you have to control it. Don't let it control you. It's like a wife, but having a wife, you know. She's gonna fight you at first. You gotta, you know.
You said this was mostly from the middle to the end, and then the small one to the hand.
Yeah, you do all the edge with the hand palm sander, then this is for the middle.
So most of the time, before we do this, we do the palm sanding throughout the whole edges first. So we'll palm sand the whole edges, just because this will give a lot of dust all around. And then if you palm sand, all that dust that's on the floor will kick back up. So you palm sand first all around, then you pass the whole machine. Like that, all your edges are already done, and you don't need to bring the machine close to your edges. You're just kind of touching it all around it and keep on.
You got it?
All right, who wants to try next? Next guy.
Have fun.
Don't worry about it. I'm about
Yeah,
to
yeah,
put
yeah,
up
yeah.
the refrigerator too.
Let's see that
The
dishwasher.
only machine I got is a 4 ounce.
There's the clip right here.
Yeah, up, and then press the trigger down. this one up first. Yeah, and then you can press on that.
There we go.
And then you can let go of your thumb. There you go.
Pretty good.
Gotta get the hang of it.
Nah, you've used this shit before.
He's moving forward with
Yeah.
it. He's one hand.
Do shit backwards. Pressure is on. That's the only reason why I'm doing it good. Trying to say I'm fat?
Already with the fat chance.
Yeah, right?
Barely know each other.
Buy me some coffee first.
That's it, right? So then
Yeah, it's good.
you start going backwards. Just
Yeah.
Just cross patterns.
You just
When I'm
going
standing, I
exactly.
just like
Most
going
of the
from
time
one
you're just
side,
going.
come
and
this
keep
way,
on.
come back, overlap a little bit.
That's what you're doing, basically, with the machine. Who wants to try out next? Press the clutch up first, and then
So push up a little bit. So you start with it level. Yeah. There you go.
go that way.
Let me get you.
Hold on, let me get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Up.
Find that spot. You find that medium spot where it's gonna stay still, then you balance it slowly and stuff.
This takes me back.
It's once you get the hang of it, it's not as hard. You're fighting with the machine now, that's why. But that's why it makes you.
So if I want to go forward, I just push it up.
No, you.
You just let it. You find that spot where it's not moving, and you just walk. Should be easy.
Should be walk. You go do one hand level, even on your hip.
So right when you feel like it's
Do nothing with it.
it's not gonna move, then you can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all depends where you
It
want it
gets
to
to
move
a
at.
point where you don't even think about it. You're just like you walk it, but it's once you get it down once, you're not gonna forget how to do it. Yeah.
I just have a
The,
bit
both of them always have a safety switch on it.
Yeah,
They
you
all
can-
do.
what I need to do.
This one's a little wobbly on this thing, but you know what? hey, take it
Hey,
easy.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, let's relax a little.
I don't think it's gonna
Press
talk
down
to you
on it?
back.
Washing me then.
Yeah. A little bit, a little less. Let me get you in the middle.
So,
Go forward.
okay.
Just find that spot where it doesn't move. Pull up a little bit. There you go. I like just
This
starting
machine
like practice
doesn't
up
care
and
if you're big and got muscles. It'll still outpower you.
I was thinking this one.
That's good.
Have to go forward.
just find where it doesn't move.
And
Just walk.
Walk it.
Walk it.
Yeah. There you go.
Now you say, hey.
Hey,
There you go. You know, you could rent these machines at Home Depot as well too if you don't have one. But if you do a lot of floors, buy one, invest to it, because you're not gonna be constantly wasting money to rent it and stuff like that. Huh? Sanding buffers. Yeah. Polishing, there are polishing machines, whatever. You can buy them used sometimes on Facebook Market. People sell them as well too. And they have them in 17-inch
See if
and
that height
20
is
inch.
good.
I have a 20 inch. I like the 20
Yeah,
inch.
it's
It's
kinda like on
bigger.
your hip. Just don't push
And if you're
too
doing
far.
a bigger, bigger
Okay, and this is the
floor,
Yep, clutch.
knocks it out faster.
Yep.
Right? And then I can let this go
Yep,
once I
correct.
use this.
But the sanding screens are pretty pricey.
Push down. Yeah.
Exactly. It deglosses, scratches the whole
Let
floor.
me get you in the middle for now. Let me bring it down just.
So those are attachment plates. So you can actually buy the attachment plate and attach it to this, and then add your this sandpaper to them as well too. But that
If
attachment
it,
is like 800
if it
bucks.
starts going right, push down
Okay,
a
just
little
that
bit, and it'll
attachment.
go like yeah, but very little. If you go down like that, it's gonna
But
shoot
they all
left.
come with the plate and a pad.
So push down a
Then
little
you
bit
just
on
add
it.
your disc. The only thing with the sanding, they might be cheaper.
Now push up, lift up to go that way.
Then
Just practice
for
that up,
after a
down,
while,
up,
it's cheaper
down,
than
down.
buying sanding disc.
Okay, it's
That's why.
It's kind of tricky.
Which one do you think is a better use, this one or that one?
Let me get you in the
Yeah,
middle.
thanks.
Preference, basically.
Trickier than I thought it would be.
Also, you could use the square one for wood. That comes with a little bag
So if
attachment.
it goes right, just
You can
remember
use that
push
one as
down
well,
and
too.
go left. Down
But
is
with
left,
the-
up is
The
right.
screen. They sell screens for it. That's what. So, huh? Not the sanding. Not the sanding one. It's just a square one. Square and it vibrates. That's all
There
it
you go.
does.
Pa arriba, pa arriba,
Huh?
pa abajo,
So
pa
a lot
arriba,
of people use
practica
that
así.
to sand the hardwood floors, not the rough one.
Pa arriba, pa arriba.
That's only to remove the polyurethane on top to add another polyurethane. The other one is a stripper to remove the whole oil and everything. That brings down the whole wood. So the square ones does the same thing as this as well. So and those are pretty easy to move because those the only thing you're doing is just walking back and forth with it. That's it.
That's enough. Thanks.
Next.
Anybody else?
Right now is a place to try it, not on a job site.
Yes, sir. Huh? Come on, son. Get in that horse.
So clutch up first, and then you can press the.
Saddle up.
So yeah, hold it up with your thumb, and then press down on it. It'll be good.
Because if you guys working together, you're gonna make him do it. This is your job.
Up, up, up. Up is right, down
Right.
is left. Down. There you go. Once you put that sanding screen under it, though, it gets a little bit harder.
gets a little
right now,
tougher.
there's not a lot of
Yeah. Right now you're
grip
just
to
like
it.
polishing the floor. That's why.
No.
Basically the MBB. You could do the MBB, or if you're gonna install a polyurethane on top of your metallic, then you still need to screen sand it to remove. See all these little bubbles that it has this floor. Now if you put
got it, yeah.
a sanding disc on this, it'll flatten everything up. It doesn't change the color. It,
So you're trying to say like going over.
yeah, you still have to screen sand it, correct. Whatever you're gonna go over, any product and it has an epoxy, you don't wanna remove it, you have to remove whatever's on top of it. If it has a urethane, especially a urethane, they're not gonna be removed with a sanding disc. You might have to bring either polishing pucks, the hybrids, right? Or run your grinder on it fast enough to remove it. Because the polyurethane, the urethane contains aluminum monoxide, which is really tough to remove. It's not gonna scratch it. No, you could go and get the red screen sandpaper, the 36s, and it won't do nothing to it, okay? So the best thing is just to get those blades, huh?
Do you scrape it to the base of concrete when
No.
it's already a rework?
No, you just scrape whatever's on, and it'll decloss everything. They put put a disc on this, one of those sanding sander.
A little far back.
Now you see the difference between what's there now.
Yep.
Huh?
So once you do the metallic on top, and then the clear coat, then you come with that.
Then you come with
Get
this.
rough stuff.
Well, I like to sand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the screen on the middle.
I like to sand it with either 100 grit or 220 grit. If my metallic looks nice and clean and stuff like that, and they want the polyurethane finish, the satin finish, then I'll hit it with a 220, just to decloss it and give it minor scratches. Remember, the heavier scratch you get, the harder it is to cover a polyurethane. Sometimes you will see scratches on it. Then that's why. You know, some people scratch it really hard and it'll look nice, but if you look really good between the lights, you'll start seeing scratches on the floor. That's why. So the lesser the scratches on it, the polyurethane will grab it, but it'll block it completely. That's either the 100 or the 220. You know. We only go with the 80s is to sand the moisture vapor barrier, to get it all nice and rough, to add another coat of epoxy. The rougher it is, the better the bond. Now when we use
Mandatory to sand down the barrier.
a what?
Is it mandatory to sand down the 80 grit?
Yes. Yes. People go by recoat window. Okay, recoat window meaning whatever the manufacturer tells you, you have a 24-hour recoat window that it'll mechanically bond to itself with another epoxy without sanding. Okay? But that's a risk that you're going to take. Say you do the epoxy late at night and you finish around 7 o'clock at night. Now you come back at 8 o'clock in the morning, that's only 12 hours, whatever the case may be, you're still within that recoat window, meaning that the new epoxy is going to bond to what's on the floor now. But you will take that chance that it will bond or not. That's the thing.
There's always a lot
I don't take that chance, so I always screen sand the whole floor no matter what.
There's always a lot of details in your base coat, though. Every
Yeah.
base coat you're gonna do, you're gonna see shit.
You
on
might
it.
see
So if
shit
you-
like this, like all these little micro
Yeah.
bubbles and shit like that still on your MBB. You might see it, so you want to remove it. The flatter the floor, the better than your metallic is going to look. That's why. You always want a nice, clean, flat floor. Okay, without any particles, without any dust, without any rocks in it, because that's what's going to create comets, shooting stars, those little stripes. People say, oh, those are metallic pigments unmixed. No, it's not. It's you have a dirty floor, or you have little bubbles on your base coat and stuff like that. So, because when you throw your metallic is going to self-level out. So if you have a little spot of dirt up in the air, that metallic is going to shoot and run through it because it's leveling out. So that's what's going to create that tail. Those
This is-
shooting
if you
stars
don't see-
throughout the whole floor.
That's what those shooting stars are called.
Yeah,
Little
those-
comets.
that's debris
Shooting star
comets.
comets.
That's debris on
Those
your
are those
floor.
little lines.
That's not unmixed epoxy. That's because you didn't clean or prep your base coat properly.
So how many base coats do you guys normally do? Like
We do one base coat, your MBB.
It depends on the floor. If it's really bad, you can do two.
You could do two.
Yeah, but usually if the concrete is good,
With it, so it kind of like mixes in within when it's like spreading out.
When it's spreading out, when it's evening it out. That's
See?
why. So once it starts to, even after you finish your design coat, remember, it's going to level out, and it starts moving. It moves for 2 or 3 hours,
Okay.
your epoxy, okay? So while it's moving and you have debris on your floor, it's going to create shooting stars throughout the whole floor.
if you're doing a garage and it has like the inclination,
Especially the incline.
you'll see all those shooting stars like coming
Running.
this way, because that epoxy is like flowing this way, and all the trash is moving with it, so it's creating all those lines.
Or bubbles and stuff like that. So that's why we always screen our floors flat. We inspect them. Any patching that you need to do it, you do it in the base coat. Okay, you sand it again, clean it again. What I like to do is take a 18-inch roller, put tape around it facing the other way so it could be tacky, and then I'll pass my roller throughout the whole floor again and pick up any particles that was left behind and stuff like that before dropping down my metallic. Like that, I'll make sure my floor is clean. My guy cleans the floor. He's always clean. I'm the one designing the floor. It's my floor. I'll still go back and clean over him because I want to make sure I have that security that it is clean. That's why. So never trust your guy. Exactly. Because, yep, if you're charging the client $10,000 to do a metallic and they see it full of comets throughout the whole floor, oh, I don't like that. You're going to have to redo the floor.
So the main key is making
That's
sure
why.
everything is super
Clean, super clean. If you do have stuff like
You
this
have-
on your base coat, I like patching with Bondo. You can use Bondo as long as you already have a base coat.
base
Don't
coat
use
on it.
base coat direct or Bondo direct to concrete. It'll swell up. So like let's say that.
that on the base coat.
Yep, I'll clean this out.
You need to
vacuum
fill
like
'em
that
in.
up, and you need to fill it in.
You get it?
If
need
you
to
do
fill it
your
in.
metallic over it, the metallic is going to cover it at first, but as metallic starts to dry, it shrinks. So it's going to shrink into that hole, and you're going to see
it'll
all
like
the
a
little
dimple.
holes. So you do have to fix any imperfections in your base coat. You have to go around and fix them.
If you're
Bondo's the easiest.
Bondo, Bondo will be your best friend. Yeah. Huh?
It's what you use to like fix cars. It's what it's most body filler. The mechanic one, yeah. Yeah.
Two-part. No,
No, not that.
No,
No.
It's kind of like similar.
no, because spatula contains water. This one's an A and B product. It's a hardener and stuff. But it all depends on your base coat. If you see your base coat that
No,
doesn't look
Bondo,
good,
it'll dry in like 10, 15 minutes. You'll
yeah,
be good.
then you can sand it, clean it. If your base coat doesn't look great, you see a lot of fish eyes or a lot of bubbles, you still need to repair it. If you forgot to do a grout coat and you drop your MVB and it bubbles up the whole floor, you have to start almost from scratch again almost. You have to re-sand your whole floor, not remove it, but sand down your whole floor. Then you might have to do an MVB mixed with Thixo, meaning Cabicil or that powder.
Fill it in.
To make your MVB much heavier. Understand? So then you could notch it, but don't roll it.
That's only if it has
A lot of bubbles.
whole bunch of imperfections. That's the best.
Correct.
That's why you grout coat first. It helps a lot. If you do your grout coat and then you do your MVB, you're not going to see as many of those details. If you do your MVB direct to concrete that's really porous, you're going to come back the next day and see a fuck ton of little holes everywhere. It's way too much. Sometimes it's way too much to patch with Bondo. It would take
Yeah.
you all day. Fucking
That's
thousands
what-
and
that's
thousands
what-
of little holes. So that's why it's important.
Those problems, the grout coat is mandatory.
Yep.
You guys grout coat all the time?
I do all my metallics, yeah. I don't risk it.
Okay.
What's it take you day one? Like how many days is it to do a metallic full?
3 days? I mean, it depends on the size, but normally every metallic, like, I will stay late. I don't mind staying late as long as I drop my base coat. So normally every metallic is grind, fix cracks, base coat. Next day, sand, do your metallic, and then the next day, come back and do your top coat. I mean, if you're doing a big ass job, then obviously it's going to take you more
longer.
time. But yeah, I
3
mean,
or 4
the
days.
base coat all
I
has
always
to
tell
be
client a
done.
week.
Base coat has to be all done at once. Metallic all has to be done at once. Top coat all has to be done at once. So it's at least going to be 3 days, 4 days if you run an extra day into
I
your
did
prep.
9,000 square feet in 4 days.
What happens if you start and then all of a sudden one part, you know, people that smoke, let me go have a cigarette, you know.
No, you can't do that with these ones. There's no smoke breaks.
There's no smoke break, bro. Yeah, they ain't no stopping halfway. Like, yo, I need a beer real quick. Like, no, there is no smoke break. There is no drinking breaks. Once you start,
Once you start dropping material?
you finish. All right, you get hungry on the floor, you stay hungry.
I've had days where I had to work till like 3 a.m. just because once you start, you can't stop. Yeah.
You're a heavy smoker, right? Okay. Yo, why are you asking? asking that then.
No, I mean, shit.
No.
I'm learning. You gotta go take a shit. Like, oh, you better shit on yourself.
No. Oh, you don't want shit all on the floor, man. You better tell them get the run out of there.
You got to get them diapers before they start.
All right, once you start an epoxy, there is no ending until you finish. Okay, once you mix that first kit, you're committed. So it depends on what time you want to start. So remember that if it gets late, just remember you will be there late then. So if you're working at a client's house, you don't want to be there late because it doesn't look good. It's not professional, stuff like that. So give yourself, be there early morning, work up to 6 or 7 o'clock. You tell the client that, and then like that, you already bounced. You cannot be in a client's house until midnight. Okay, that's why.
Y'all are gonna have to work late though. A lot of people doing this industry. If you're doing a commercial job,
You're doing commercial
no one's
spots,
there.
no one's there. You can come in. I have that. I have keys and stuff like that. I'll go in 3 in the morning, start 4 o'clock in the morning, and start because nobody's there. You know, so those kind of things like
Anyone
that
else wanna try
is
it?
great.
When you do the grow coat, are you putting an additive in it so it dries quicker?
No, you
No.
don't. You want it to dry kind of at the same time as your regular MBB, but you just want it to get tacky. So whenever you do your MBB and you roll it, you don't pull it up, and it bonds well. So usually you do your grout coat within like 40 minutes to an hour. It starts getting tacky, and then you just do your base coat right on top of that, and they'll lock all those little pores in.
You never do it like once it's completely dry and then do the top.
No, no.
It's gotta be tacky.
Yeah.
As
If
long
it
as you
completely
within
dries,
at least you are in that 1 hour mark. You're good.
yeah.
It starts drying up within already, especially a grout coat, after like an hour and a half to 2 hours, it's already completely dry because it's so thin. The concrete just sucks it up.
If it dries,
You're still fine because you can't sand it or anything like that.
Yeah, it's so
But
thin that you
once
won't
you
be
do
able
a
to sand
grout
it.
coat, you cannot leave a grout coat on and go home. Okay, or take a cigarette break. Okay, once you do a grout coat, you finish your grout coat, then you start setting up already for your standard. So you start from where you started your grout coat, you start from back there, and you can start spreading them and work your way out.
Should have like more than enough time though.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you're dropping a base coat, it's quick. Like 2,000 square feet, you get it done in
You get
20,
it done-
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Like you're
you-
done. If you have a person mixing, squeeging, and rolling, it's fast.
Remember,
fast. All this- dropping the
It
metallic
gives you
is fast
300
as
square
fuck.
feet for for one of those 3-gallon kits, 300 square feet at a time. Okay, so you move pretty quick.
If you're doing it like metallics, you do. I did 3,400 square feet in like an hour 20
hour,
minutes.
2
Hour 20 minutes. That's how long it takes to mix and how long it takes to do the design. You're done. It's crazy. It goes so much prep into just like spending 1 hour and 20 minutes just dropping the design. It's stressful though. When y'all first do it, you're gonna get little butterflies in your stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, you. I used to be scared. Same thing. Nervous because remember, I started on countertops, so I was scared because now I'm messing up their countertops. You know, so if I fuck up, I gotta buy them new countertops now, or something like that. So
If y'all are doing big areas.
now you're doing bigger areas. You're doing flakes is easier.
Yeah.
Because you can get away with flakes. You can hide a lot with flakes and stuff like that. When getting into metallics are tricky. And stuff.
You're doing
So-
big areas, you just got to think about your working time all the time. Like as soon as you dump the first bucket, your time starts. After you dump that first bucket, you have like 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on the weather, to get back and move it. So if you're doing a big area, you don't want to drop your first bucket like towards the end of where you're going to be doing your design. So if I have my first bucket, say it's like a black, I drop those first buckets in order, going out to the direction I'm going to be moving the design. It just makes the most sense like that.
If you have a big floor and you're not confident with it, you can always reach out to us. We'll charge you a small amount fee to do it. And
Small
help
amount,
you guys.
$10 a square foot.
Exactly. No, but we'll guide you. We'll help you out, and we'll put you on the floor, and like that, you know, to take away that fear and stuff like that.
It helps a lot having someone at the start. I like whenever I drop my designs, I'm the one dropping the design and moving it.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, yeah, my other guy doesn't have the same idea that I do in my head of how I want the design. It's just impossible. Me and Danny have two different designs. Like our floors don't look the same. It's just everyone has their own style. So I like dropping all my material, pouring it, and moving it around. All that my guys help me with is just mixing. Whenever it's pouring time, they mix, clean up, give me buckets, and that's it.
Yep.
When you pick colors, like say what you said, you just drop and mix. So you just like drop little area and mix what you want?
No.
No, you drop the whole design
drop
and
the
then you
whole
move
design.
it. Or yeah,
So
that's how most-
usually, if we're doing a garage, we'll drop all your epoxy before we design it. So all the epoxy will be on the floor, and then we start designing
I thought it was like, let me get there.
and stuff like that. So I'll be the only one, or he'll be the only one on the floor designing it. And whoever's mixing for you and stuff like that, he's just watching. He's gonna be your recorder, okay? So he's gonna record you doing everything and cleaning up. That's the whole thing. Correct. After he finished mixing, he turns into your videographer.
I know I can do like 15 to like 1,700 square feet all at once. Like drop the material and move it around. It's a little like it's a lot.
It's a
but
lot.
I know I like the way I
You have to
have
be
my
careful
guys
with that.
mixing, the way
Exactly.
I move the material. That's just because I have experience with it. Whenever I first started, I wouldn't be comfortable doing more than like 500 square feet because I know like I'm gonna take long. Like mixing is gonna be a little weird. No, this right here is like 100 square feet. It's probably like 10 by 10. It's like 100 square feet. Yeah, so I've done 1,700. So I did a barbershop that was 3,400 square feet, split it in half. Did 1,700 at first, and did the other 1,700, and I had enough working time. I was using the single shot reloaded, about 40-minute working time. Had more than enough time to drop all the material, and then come and
Just
move
keep
everything.
in mind what time you drop your first kit.
Yep, always keep a
That's
clock, keep a watch, make sure you
Right.
know.
To ask is when you stop, how much time do you?
So say
So
for
you
instance,
wanna-
if
yeah.
you dropped already your first kit, then you look at your timer. Okay, I have 45 minutes to move it. At least 30 minutes. Within that 30 minutes, I could keep dropping materials and then go back on this section and start moving it before it starts getting tacky on me.
So
Because
what I
remember-
do is if I split it into two sections like that, so I did all the 1,700 square feet, started moving that. By the time I was about to get to the end of that 1,700 square feet, I had my guys mix 2 more buckets. With those 2 more buckets, I joined the time again. So my time restarted from there. From there on, I had another 40, 45 minutes to do the rest. So obviously you don't want to move the whole entire design and then start everything else again, or else you might run out of time. So you just always have to think.
Myself that's just starting out, always should start with like something less than 500 square feet.
Yeah.
And then work my way that way until I start getting used to it.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of teach you all the way I have my guys mixing it. It makes a lot of sense because each bucket has to be mixed 3 minutes. For that job, I used 47 buckets, 47 3-gallon kits. So if you do 47 times 3, you're spending an hour and like 50 minutes, something like that.
Mixing.
150 minutes mixing. So the way I do it is I have 3 mixers. I always like having 3 mixers. Line all my buckets up in the order that I want them. So say that barbershop, I did black, dark gray, light gray, and then a little bit of like gold yellow accent. Lay all my blacks, all my grays, all my light gray, and then all my yellow. And I have one person mixing, so he'll start mixing. As soon as 1 minute passes by, the next person will start mixing. As soon as 2 minutes pass by, the next person starts mixing. So by the time this guy is finished, it's been 3 minutes. So that gives me a minute to grab the bucket and go and dump it out. By the time I dump out the bucket and I come and grab the next bucket, that's already been a minute. So everyone's a minute behind. But this guy that started, he just jumps straight to the next bucket. He doesn't stop. So it's continuous. It never
Continuous.
stops, never
So
stops.
instead of having that
So I make sure
hour,
there's no
that hour
downtime.
mix is gonna now make it 30 minutes.
So that,
basically,
say I
or
split the
20
47
minutes.
kits in half, it was like, what, 24 kits? 24, you spend 25 minutes mixing that instead of the 60-something that you spend if you do one at a time.
Yeah.
So
You
it
just
gave me
gotta have-
25 minutes, it gave me about 15, 20 minutes to go on the floor and just design the whole floor, and then just start the next area like that.
Having that
You're going
person.
diagonal, you're going straight. Is there a specific way that it should go? Like let's just say if you try
There's no,
There is
no
no
way,
way. It
it's
all
everyone's
depends
their
how you
own
want to
design.
design it.
What has worked for me, what catches a lot of people's attention is the diagonal. Wavy. It's just
Wavy.
that catches everyone's attention. Everyone asks me for that. It's just
just pour it diagonal, or it doesn't matter how you pour it?
You have to pour
it's
diagonal.
everyone's own design. Yeah, it's everyone's own design. Whenever I pour, like I said, something I've found that works really good, where the designs look really good, is 60, 30, 10 on percentages. So 60% of a main color, 30% of another color, and then like 10% of another color, like little accents. Whenever I do floors like that, it just looks really fucking good. For some reason, it looks really good. So I just do my math. Like, okay, I want these 3 colors. Maybe they want an extra 4th color. Just do a little bit of that. Do my math. Put my kits, line all my kits up, and just drop them like that. I make sure, like, say I have 10 blacks. I don't want to put my black all in that area, and then I have enough black for over here. So So that's just where you have experience, and you start dumping your buckets out, making sure you spread out each color
spread out.
evenly. And you can
Give
do
gaps.
your lines however you want. You can make like thick lines. You can curve them. I normally like pour them out with a little bit of a curve, and then when I come with the roller, I just like join them with how I want. Create the designs like that.
So for that marble thin kind of design, you'll use that 10% color?
I mean, it depends what your 10% is a lot. If you're doing like a white floor with accents and you do accents 10%, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So
Because
accents
the
like that, if you're
accent-
doing a white
the
floor
accent
with like
color
little,
goes a long way sometimes.
yeah,
Like sometimes, if you do a white floor with gray accent, you only need about half a kit of epoxy to do the gray accent only. You cannot mix a whole kit.
little accents can
it'll
overpower
go
your floor.
a long
Y'all
way.
got to be really
It
careful
could
with that.
overpower the whole white floor.
That's a mistake that a lot of people make.
Huh?
Is
No, because it'll turn your white floor to gray. Because a darker color overpowers the white.
it's a mistake a lot of people make. Like they'll have like 5 kits and they'll be like, okay, if I will use 1 kit for my accents, say it's 6 kits total. If I use 1 kit for my accents, that's fine. Like 6, 1, it doesn't seem like a lot. That 1 kit is a fuck ton of material.
It's a
It ends
lot
up
of material
overpowering
to
everything. You
overpower
just-
the white.
Yeah, like someone wants like yellow accents, and you do that much, the whole floor is gonna look more yellow because it just stands out so much more. So y'all gotta be really careful
you
with
have to go
those accent
less.
colors.
So even if you have,
That's why
if you
practicing
mix a
on
whole
boards
kit,
is good.
you only throw out whatever you need. If you have way too much,
Don't
dump
use it. Yeah.
don't use it, because by you using it, it could transform that whole floor totally different. So it all depends on what you're looking to do, what design you're looking to do as well too. If the client is looking for more white, you want them to more white, you only mix a 5-quart bucket only of gray or black, and that's it. And it all depends where you poured it at and how you move it around. That's it.
Questions? Does
Like I
anyone
said,
else want to try this?
the more colors you do, as well too. Remember, it gets complicated. Okay, it's harder to do and it's messier. Me personally, I found it great 3 colors.
Yep.
3 colors is the best. So when a client tells you, okay, I want this color, like you have to steer them away from that. Okay, because remember, you're the designer and stuff like that. You tell them to try to stick with 3 colors. It looks great, because then you start mixing too many colors, unless it's going to be a playhouse or a clown house, then you could do a lot of colors. But if it's something they're looking for, something elegant or simple, 3 colors, 2 colors is the max.
So the more colors, once it starts meshing, it starts like turning brown or something?
No, but it just looks too messy.
It looks
you just
too
see
messy.
too many colors.
It looks too messy, and I'm not even talking about white. I'm just talking about different other colors as well. So say you want to do, black, silver. Then they want, oh yeah, I want some blue and I want some red as well too. And green. So you have to there's way too many colors. You have to tell them it's not gonna look great and stuff. Okay, let's stick maybe with the blue and green only and a black and stuff like that. It depends. So you have to guide them kind of as well too. Because sometimes they don't know what they want. They just.
And I'm an artist where I'm like, what do you want? I got you. So I'm like, trying to ratio.
You got to be careful with that, because there's only so much you can do, and then once you put the material down, it does its own thing. It'll move around certain ways.
Yeah. If you don't have a proper color combination and you mix them, it could look
Yeah, that's
crappy.
what I was thinking. I was
It
like,
could look
what
crappy
color
because
is
some
this?
colors mixed with another color turns a different color.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's why.
Y'all got to be careful, like
So-
doing like a white next to a red. You can turn that into a pink. If you mix
You
it
have a
too much,
pink
if you
floor.
go over it too much, the whole floor will look pink.
Yeah.
So whenever you're doing colors like that, you kind of want to just touch them together and not blend them in together.
I had to redo a floor because the client wanted a white floor with black lines. So after I mixed the white metallic and moved it with the black, it turned gray. So after it was all done, he like, oh, I didn't want gray. He said, I didn't give you gray. I told him, it just turned gray with the white, the black. He said, well, I don't want it. So I had to redo that floor because he didn't want gray at all. See? So you have to see what.
So is it possible to get white and gray?
Yeah.
As long as you have touch.
Yeah.
As long as you don't mix the
You
two
don't
colors
have-
together, you just touch
So
them
what
together.
I touched them together basically, and I moved it with a spatula only. So whatever veining I did it with a spatula towards the whites, and that's it. And it stood black. So
It'll make a lot more sense once we do
I'm
it
not
here.
bleeding my
Make a lot of
colors together,
sense.
blending them. So that's what you have to watch what they want, what they're looking for. because yeah, it could cost you. That's fine. You know?
You have to put your black over the white. It's like you're gonna paint first full white, and then over it you're gonna put your black. And
I'll throw my black on top. Or if they want to pay for it, you could do a whole white floor, then come back, throw clear and black. You could do that.
There's different ways you can
Exactly.
do those
There's a
white
lot of
floors. You
different
can,
ways, all depends on the money.
if you want to do your white floor, you can drop all your white base and then come back and drop the black on top of it. You just have to be really careful when doing it like that.
Yeah.
Those floors are really hard because whenever you're
And don't
grabbing your
step
black,
on your black
yep,
to the white. Because
when
now
you're
you're gonna
grabbing your
create
black,
black dots on your white floor.
you also have
So
to be
that's the whole
careful with
thing.
whatever drips
With
out of
your
the
shoes.
bucket. If a little
So-
drop comes out of the bucket, you're going to see that drop for the rest of the life of the floor. So those
little
are,
dot.
yeah, those are difficult floors to do. Those
So-
white floors with black accents, all that, charge a fuck ton of money. We charge enough to be able to redo the job and still make money.
And still make money.
Yeah.
As I do. The way it is. That's why I redid that floor, because I was able to do it 3 times if I wanted to. You know? But you charge because of that. You know?
Our first metallic was that.
You know,
Everyone
thing as
wants
well
it.
too, you don't walk back on your metallic when designing it. I don't like doing it. A lot of people do it, but they leave
Are there
tack
footprints on
marks
it and little drops?
on your design.
Yeah.
So if you walk back on it, it's gonna leave you dots, different colors.
Where everything dry out.
No, you just have to be careful with where you step.
Exactly.
Yeah,
When you
that's-
doing it, do you walk backwards?
So when I start designing, I pick a corner. So once everything is laid out, then you pick a corner where to start from, and you walk
Yeah.
out towards the exit, and that's it.
I don't like walking
And
back
leave
on
it.
my floors. A lot of people will come back, spray paint on
Spray.
them, everything. I never like doing that
That's
because
what
you
I'm
see the
saying.
footprints.
But you
Whenever
see-
y'all see all these videos and pictures from far away, you don't see like all the details. When you actually get to a job and you look, there's footprints everywhere from all those guys
Everybody's
that come
walking on
back
the
and
floor,
like
stuff like that.
spray paint stuff on their floors and all that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
I
look
don't
good.
walk back on
So
my floors.
I always just pick a corner and just work my way out. If you use a good material, you're not gonna have bubbles. You're not gonna have to spray shit on it to get rid of those bubbles, any of that. So just pick a corner, walk out. Don't walk back on what you've already done.
Yeah. Now you will get all those footprints if you walk back on it. That's why.
You mean walk on it while
That looks good though, yeah.
After you finish designing it. That's what I'm talking about. You could walk back. You could walk on it once you pour, because you're gonna mix all the colors again. So once you start designing it, say you finish halfway over here,
You
don't
lift
walk
that
back on
squeegee
it over
too.
there,
Leaves a little line.
because you're gonna see footprints. That's why.
That's what
tack
those
marks.
are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't think about that. till
if you
start
miss a
doing it.
spot, then you have to walk back on it and you start all over from where you started and start your design all over again if you don't want to see the tack marks. Remember, if you miss a spot and it's over there and you over here already, you have to touch it. It's not going to close up because it needs surface tension. If you miss that whole, say a spot like this, okay? That without that surface tension, what it does is it doesn't close up your epoxy. It stays there until you hit it with something.
Epoxy will only level out to each other if it's touching each other.
If it's touching each other.
If you have a circle around and you don't have any epoxy, it's not going to stick
It's
with
not gonna
itself.
stick.
As long as you get the colors to touch each other, it'll level out.
Yeah. So keep in mind that. So don't go sometimes too fast and stuff like that and miss
Yeah.
spots.
I always like doing a little section and just looking, making sure I
Look.
didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Just continue. Coming all the way out. Do a flake here?
Flake. You want to do it here?
Yeah. Or over there? We got to sand that one though.
Yeah. So, poly, this floor, for instance, say you're starting out. Okay, this is a rookie flake as well too. So things to look out. See your edges over here? You have a lot of poly on your edges that pops out more than the rest of the floor, how shiny it is. So you have to be careful on your corners when dropping down your poly and your roller marks. See over here, there's basically a bare spot, so whoever's rolling, stuff like that, and we're just moving your
This
poly
is a spot
around.
where it has a lot of poly. You can see the difference in
You have-
texture, and you
yeah.
can feel the difference. So you want to make sure you lay your
You
poly
have
out
an
right.
even coat.
Whenever y'all are squeegeeing, when you push the squeegee,
When you're
don't push
pushing
the
your
squeegee all
squeegee,
the way.
and
You
not
lose a
this
lot of
squeegee, always
material.
push with a flat squeegee. You're going to be using a flat squeegee. Okay, when you're pushing towards you and out. Okay, you don't leave blashes around, nowhere. If you mix too much, don't think, oh, pushing it back is going to work. That's going to create that same thing as well. So If you put too much on the floor, you have to pick it up, dump it, and stuff like that. Don't try to, let's bring it back over here again, because that's going to create that, because you already have poly on the flake, and it'll glass out kind of in certain sections, and the rest of the section will be like standard flake, the way it's supposed to be. So try to always put down the proper square footage that you're working with, and have the proper mix on measurements and what you
For
need.
flake, the math I do is 6 square feet per pound. So any garage I have, any job, square footage divided by 6, that just tells me how many pounds you need. Usually the boxes you buy are 40 pounds, so obviously if you need a little bit more, just buy the extra box. Whatever you don't use, you can just use on the next job. If I'm doing a bigger job, say I've done like 7,000, 8,000 square feet, I want to make sure I have enough, so I drop down a little bit to 5 square feet per pound. That just makes sure you have enough. A lot of these companies, they'll tell you like, oh, one 40-pound box will get you the 400 square foot garage, and it doesn't. Once you start flaking, you see a lot of shiny spots. That's how you can tell you have a good coverage on it. Whenever you start flaking the floor and you look in every direction, you just shouldn't see any shiny spots from the epoxy under it.
So it depends on what you're aiming on the market. 100% coverage, 80%, 70% flake system. So it depends on what the client.
6 square feet per pound.
Usually a box of 40 pounds give you 250.
250, a one-car garage. So yeah, that's why I go. So if you have a one-car, especially in
200?
Jersey, well, a one-car garage is anywhere from 200 to 250. You buy one box of flake system. You have a two-car garage, which is 400 up to 500. You get away with 2 boxes. Like that.
I used to buy 3 for a 2-car garage at least.
God damn.
They're not short. I mean, I don't use it all.
Exactly. That's a lot of flake. That's what I mean. Like,
Whenever y'all are doing bigger jobs, I highly recommend mixing the flake together. I've had it happen where the same company, they'll send you the material, and it comes from like different lots, different batch numbers, and you'll see a different shade of the same flake color. It'll look different. So ever since then, I just mix all my flakes. So whenever I get to a job, I'm about to dump it out, just dump the boxes in, and just mix them together, mix the colors up, make sure that doesn't happen.
That's smart, yeah.
You can reuse it, the flake?
Yeah, the flake, you can reuse it. So usually the way I do it is whenever I flake the floor and it's ready to scrape, I'll just blow everything first. I have a big back leaf blower, strong as fuck.
You don't scrape first.
Yeah, blow everything
blow
into a
first.
corner and pick that up. All that is just loose flake that's the same size. You haven't cut it. So pick all that up and then you start scraping. Once you start scraping, I don't reuse that. I'll just throw that away. You can reuse it, but
It doesn't look great.
it doesn't look good. Yeah. Once you start
Because
using it too much, it
you'll
ends up
see
like
small.
little.
Yeah, really small and stuff like that. You know, it doesn't look great on the floor.
And you said instead of scraping, you can sand it too. Okay?
You scrape and then
No,
sand.
You scrape first and then
You can't
sand.
just sand. If you just sand, you're gonna make a
You
mess.
scrape
of
it, vacuum, do a quick vac, and then you can sand it if you wanted to.
That was with the 80 grit, right?
Yeah. But it's quick. I'll show you all a video.
probably
Whenever
can
you
do that now
sand
on this.
flake, you're not really trying to like sand it. You're just trying to cut those little ones that are standing
Yeah,
up.
still
a little
sticking
bit.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you use less material, and it looks nicer after it's done. It gives you a nicer finish, not a rougher look. This has too much. This
That's
one
not,
has
like, quick.
too
I'm
much
like
poly
sanding the floor.
and stuff. So it
It's
looks.
fast.
That's
It's
why it
really
looks
quick.
at a high gloss as well too.
One pass, one
No, I do it cross. I do
Huh?
one
Yeah,
way
that's a
and then
lot
I
of poly
cross
here.
it.
That's why. But this was a class that they did.
You gotta have a lot of experience
Huh?
with that buffer though, because once you're doing it over
Yeah.
flake, it's a ton of grip.
No, this wasn't
It's a ton of
sanded,
grip,
this
so it'll
flake.
grip on you really hard.
No, they
You
just
can
add way
run-
too
if
much
you stay in
poly.
one spot,
See over here, got glassed out
hop,
as well.
80 grit, 80. Yeah. And anytime I sand a floor, I'm sanding flake. Whenever I grab a new screen, I always hit it with another screen to kind of get rid of all that little like really hard. Yeah. Because whenever you first start it, it cuts really hard because
Yeah.
it has
You
so
gotta
much
be
grit on it.
careful.
So I kind of like rub 2 together and then just use it like that. Make sure you don't leave a spot where you first started. Not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people do the sanding.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
think it
companies
looks-
that do one-day system, they're not gonna sand.
I think it looks fucking
It is
amazing. It looks really good.
Gonna go in and go out. Basically,
I had
and
a
leave the
job where
floor
like
rough.
I did a
If
garage.
it doesn't take that much longer, then why not?
No, it doesn't take long
It
because
takes
they don't
me
want to
5
deal
minutes
with
to do a
it.
2-car garage. Literally 5 minutes, I'm done both ways. Like,
It looks
sand-
a lot nicer.
looks a
so
lot
might as
nicer.
well.
It comes out super smooth. I had a guy.
Nice light sound.
Yeah, I had a guy like I did a floor and then he asked me to do his other side of the house the other day, and they were out in the garage and I saw the husband like pulling the wife from like her hands, like moving her across the floor. So that tells you like how smooth the floor is to where it doesn't cut you.
Like, babe, here, babe, slide it.
Let's see how good you can slide.
No.
Yeah, whenever you just
Don't
scrape,
recommend
when you just scrape, you sometimes end up with something like sticking up, and those can get like once you put the poly on top, it gets hard as fuck. If you run your foot over it, it can cut you.
So it's always very crucial that you scrape everything off, vacuum, sand it, so that way it's better, so that way no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
They just use like the oscillating tool to sand the edges and stuff like that also?
No, with the edges, I just get the machine close to it. Yeah, just get the machine close to it. Whenever you do the edge and you're using the chip brush, you're usually leaving a little bit more material, so it kind of evens out with where you sand it and the edge. I just get the machine really close. Whenever I'm doing like the edge, I'll come right here and just do it really close like that. Right up to it, and that's enough.
Sure.
No, some people like it gritty, some people don't.
So it's up to them, I guess.
You know.
So should we do it on this side or that side? Want to sand this one?
To you. What do you want to do?
No, let's just do it on.
We do like a high floor in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This side. You shouldn't put epoxy over poly. Should never do that. No, since there's
has
so much
poly.
texture in it, whenever we sand it, we're not really going to be able to sand those low spots. So if we put a poly on top of this, or epoxy on top of this, it'll peel up.
Well, we wasn't using epoxy. We were going to use
Do you want to use poly on top of this and just flake into that?
Flake into the poly.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing poly. We have aftershock here.
All right.
So what are you gonna scuff that?
Yeah.
Just do poly?
Well, let's do everything flake.
Oh boy.
Let them do this section and we do this section. I mean, you do this section so they can see, and then let them do that section.
So since there's already poly and it's been cured, like we said, we need to create a mechanical bond. So that's why we have to sand it right now. If we were to put poly on top of this, it'll peel right up.
Yeah. You put poly on poly while it's still in the mechanical window. That's why. So that's within that 24-hour window.
I said it was a primer. It's called a Primera primer.
The Primera. Yeah, that's a fusion primer.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Yeah, we have one similar. It's like an prep.
Yeah, I think it's called LB or.
You know what? It's you paint and then you press it.
Or you can spray it on. Yeah, spray it. You can either spray it and or dip and roll, really thin, and then you have up to 1 hour to apply whatever coating on top of it.
So like we don't have to grind with it.
You just gotta clean it real good. Yeah,
Supposedly it'll bond anyway.
yeah.
If you do the epoxy, they don't like the color.
On what? On your flake? You charge extra.
No, I know you charge extra, but like the
That's so you do this again.
just sanding down the poly.
You can sand down the poly and then you can do tinted poly on top of it because you
Yeah.
can't put epoxy over poly. So
You have to
do
tint it, whatever
tinted
color.
poly and then flake into that and then poly.
So for instance, we see this light. So you did this floor, right? They don't like it. Now they want this color flake now. Okay? So what you're gonna do the same process, sand it, completely clean it, and yeah. 80 or
gotta sand a lot,
rougher.
though.
The rougher the better. You can probably go get a red pad, the rougher ones, and go much faster with it. That's why. To make sure it did scratch the whole floor.
There's a
Correct.
lot of low spots.
Yeah,
because of the
so
texture
I
of the
would-
flake,
I
so
would
you
go
want to
with a
get into
rougher-
those low spots.
A rougher just to knock everything down. Then you can add your tinted poly. Say if they want this a darker gray or a black, say base, and then you can flake into it and seal it up again. You don't need to go back to the concrete, okay? Because you already have a base coat. This is your base already, starting out again.
The tinted poly, do you mix the color?
Huh?
Or do you buy those like that?
What?
The tinted poly?
You buy the pots, tint. Yeah. The what? The color.
Yeah, right now we're gonna do a different floor on top of this. We're gonna do a whole other floor on top of this.
That's the base.
Yeah, but this floor was
The
already
cover.
finished.
Let's say that
Yeah.
this was finished.
Uh-huh.
So this is how you sand it, right? So after you sand it, you just be done with it, or
No. So whenever we talk about sanding floors, before you
So you
sand
gotta go
before
with
doing the
universal
top coat.
pigments. solids.
So you'll flake it,
Either
you'll
that
come and
or that
scrape
way.
the floor, and then you'll
You
sand
still
it.
need to
You don't put a
tint
top coat.
this to cover everything up.
How late after you apply
It depends on your base coat. It depends on your base coat. As soon as your base coat is dry, you can scrape and sand. Different base coats. There's some base coats that let you scrape in 2 hours. There's some base coats that let you scrape in 8 to 12 hours. So it just depends on what you use, what product.
Because it's not enough color. That's why. So you see the.
You just say that
That's
you
why.
cannot put the powder.
Usually, if you
Yeah,
still
but
see,
there's flakes.
If it's tinted,
The flakes
is
are
it
sitting on
tinted
top of the
already?
epoxy, so it's fine.
Or you
The,
tinting it?
the poly is bonding to
remember,
the
a pod,
flakes.
So otherwise,
one of those pods
pretend that there is
will
no
only give.
flakes.
You need for a 3-gallon kit, you need 2 pods.
No, you can't
For a
apply
3-gallon kit.
epoxy on top
So
of poly.
each pod only covers about a
It's the
gallon
opposite.
and a half.
Yeah, epoxy does not like going on
Or-
top of poly.
So if you're doing a base coat
Correct.
and
correct.
it's 2 gallons,
Yeah.
you need 1 pod or a pod and a half and stuff like that, depending. Then once if you're putting it properly with with this one, it's gonna leave you a nice amount of poly on the floor, and then you're gonna roll it, so you won't see the concrete. That's why you shouldn't see the concrete. If you see the concrete, that means you're putting it down way too thin, and you're not rolling it properly. Like you know, if you can go back, add some more, and roll it properly. But always go 8-12 mils
Yeah.
for
You're saying that's
For
gonna
flake.
see no more shine.
Yeah, but you're still gonna
I've
see
seen a lot
shine.
of
That's the
people
thing with these
using magic
floors.
trowels,
Since there's so
putting it
much
tight.
texture to it, you're gonna see the shininess
And
that's in the
it all
bottom,
depends
like
on what
sitting at the
system
bottom
you're
of each
using.
flake. You sand a lot. Sand a lot.
I like
Make
putting
sure
it
there's
down
some
with
type of
this
scratching
squeegee.
in
Gives
it.
you a nice little thin coat and a nice coverage. So like that, when you do roll it, you still have a nice working time with it, and it spreads out nice and even. Then you can just broadcast to it, and it will give you a nice finish.
To get really thin, that you have to go at 6-7 mils. So this for the body. Would you say you do it with this one?
Yeah.
So you go to 8 to 12?
8 to 12. Because we have the smaller one. I think it's 5 to 7 mils. 5 to 7. That's really thin. That's barely
Yeah.
anything on the floor. That sometimes you see, even you spreading it, you see concrete. That's why. So that's really thin. You know that one. We don't really use that one. It all depends on what system.
No,
you're
there's
using,
this one over
probably.
here.
Different systems have different mills. That's why. You know, these are for polyaspartic. These are more recommended than the 5-7 mils. That's why. That's over there still. The whole place is still, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna get this palm sander rub on.
How do you get into that little corner?
You can just use your hand and like stand.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Yeah. No, get rid of the gloss finish. Sand it. Sand it. Same thing. Same process. You sand it really hard to flatten it. You understand? And you can use the red one, the red sandpaper and stuff like that to really get in there and remove most of the part of the spotting. Yeah. And then if the floor still looks good intact, go right over it. Now if it's falling apart, failing and stuff like that, I would recommend ripping it up completely. Because you don't want to throw something on top of it and it'll fail. That's why. Yeah, as long as it's intact, same thing process. Sand it complete, degloss it, and do another base coat, and you're done. You don't have to grind it down completely. Only if you did it. If you didn't do it, you don't want to see it. Exactly. Yep. That's an 80 grit. Yep, because I've done other people's projects, like, yeah, I'll do it. But how do you want to go about it? You want warranty or no warranty? Oh, I don't warranty. Like, okay, like, yeah, no. If you want a warranty, I'm going to have to rip it up completely and stuff on fresh because I don't even know what they did. That's why. Now, if you don't want the warranty and shit like that, like, I'm going to go right over it. And that's it. And give you a way better design, colors, and stuff like that.
I'm gonna run the vacuum over it one more time.
Yeah. And chum fillet? Yeah.
Esas burbujitas ahí, ¿por qué te
quedan esas burbujas?
Estas se me hace que quedaron por la basurita que estaba y por el pigmento. Aquí sí se ve que no lo mezclaron bien, el pigmento, por eso quedan estas
Pero y
burbujitas.
esto es que, digamos, ya cuando terminas de tirar el talco, le tiras encima del alcohol para que no te caigan las burbujas.
Si te quedan esas, sí le puedes, después de tirarle, ¿cuál?
El talco.
¿El top coat? No, después del top coat no le puedes tirar nada. No, no, no. Este de aquí no tenía un top coat, no se lo pusieron. Este era puro epoxi.
Pero entonces el alcohol es después del epoxi.
Sí, pero normalmente si lo haces bien, si mezclas tu material bien, y si no hay basura, no hay por qué echarlo.
He visto que usan el black label.
Ajá.
Pero eso no es como un talco, es como un...
Sí, es un top coat. Es un top coat.
Ok, más barato eso. Es más barato que ahí.
Ese Black Label es el top coat, cuesta $350, un galón, pero un galón te da 1000 pies. Entonces es un muy buen precio para lo que te da. Con uno de esos haces 1000 pies.
¿Con qué lo mezclas?
No se mezcla, es una parte. Una parte sí. Y es muy fácil de poner.
¿Qué tiempo queda de trabajo?
Tienes como unos 15, 20 minutos para pasarle el Black Label arriba y no dejar una línea.
Pero una vez que lo abres ya no puedes volverlo a sellar.
Sí, sí, no puedes volverlo. Como es un componente, con que lo selles bien, no hay problema. Get some, doing the fallout? Is that what we have, or aftershock?
Yeah, we have aftershock. Yeah. Universal
Cool,
tint.
thank you.
Universal tint.
Yeah. Black. Tint, black, gray, dark gray. Is it dark gray?
There's more over here.
Right here.
Where's the aftershock? Over there. Brand new kit? Wait, aftershock gray? No, this is the top right or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I got a whole bunch of colors right here.
There's this aftershock over here.
That's aftershock?
Yeah.
Okay. That's A or B?
That's B. Black is B. Do you have like a little piece of paper or plastic we can put this on top to mix? Not get it on the floor?
Give me a plastic.
The roll's right underneath, on top of the ledge.
Which one do you got?
You could push that a little further away. Aftershock is our poly fast setting. Okay. Yeah. Then we had the fallout. Fallout is our working time polyaspartic. And then we have the rapid, the airdrop, which is a 3 gallon kit 2-to-1 mix. That's a more working time polyaspartic. Okay. That was more forgiving. That's why.
Just cut in here.
So you have a bigger spot, you need more time with it. That's the way to go. Yeah, humidity, stuff like that. Yeah, but it'll give you more working time than these two. Huh?
Just like
You're about Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's usually around 6, 50.
Is it 60s, the hottest it gets?
Wow.
Yes, but it's hot. It's already hot.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's hot.
Yeah, you'd be rocking shorts over there, sandals on.
Oh, you get accustomed to it. That's why. Like I'll be like, no, bro.
Do we have mixing buckets, Joe?
Yes. Or,
Regular poly because it doesn't dry as fast.
exactly. So this poly's already tinted already, so we're not gonna tint it. It's already gray. But if it was clear, then we will be adding a universal tint to it. No, we'll dump your A and B, and then drop your tint. Never drop your A and then your tint, because then your ratio gets a little different and stuff, and then you have different ratio between your A and B when mixing. That's why. So you're gonna have sometimes more of the B than the A if you drop the A first, then your tint, and then your B, because you're using less B's then. That's why. So you drop your A, your B, then your tint, then you can mix. Like that, your A and B clear stays consistent, same level.
So if you do two different parts, two A and B is one quart of the tint, and you mix another one, you have to do another quart of the tint on that one, right?
So when you're mixing poly, or depending on what square footage you're working with, if you're working with a big square footage and stuff like that,
had already
and you
tinted it.
buy the 10-gallon kits,
It comes clear.
so you're really mixing it to one-to-one mix. You're really going to be mixing 4 gallons at a time on your 5-gallon pail. So you're going to mix 2 gallons of A and then 2 gallons of B, and then add your 1 pod to it, or 2 pods. 2 pods exactly will give you more than enough coverage on your floor for your concrete. If you already have a moisture vapor barrier and you tinted your MBB already, pre-tinted, then you need less tint on your poly. You don't need so many pods.
Got another
You can get
extension
away
pole
using
for-
half a pod. You understand? And take the other half for the other kit, like that. So when I do drop an MBB tinted, and I see a lot of imperfection, which I need to do a base coat
I
on
think
top of it, then I'll just take my
that
pods
big-ass broom-
and
I think
just
that big
divide
broom
it.
will work.
So I take 1 pod, and I could do four kits with 1 pod, because I already have a tint base already on it. That's why. So it will go a long way if you already have an existing base. But
Yeah,
if
it's
it's
out here.
bare concrete,
gotta mix
use
it?
the whole pod, because if not, you will see the concrete underneath, and that's one thing you don't want.
Just always make sure you have everything you need before you start doing your.
Yeah, you have
Your
your rollers, your
epoxy.
squeegees, your flake, everything, your drill. What are we mixing with? Most important part, we need a drill and a paddle, gloves, doing this.
Make sure your
chip-
batteries are charged.
Your batteries are charged. You need chip brushes. Get the cheaper ones. Harbor Freight sells them a box. Okay, they're cheap. You can get in the corners and spaces that you won't be able to get into. When dealing with these 5-gallon buckets, if you order these 5-gallon buckets, I'm not sure if you guys know that when pouring like this gets really messy. Okay, and it's really heavy as well too. I found that if you go the opposite way, you can put it between your legs and just pour. Okay, and that's it.
Let's mix it first. I think
So
all the
you have
color
to
went to
mix
the bottom.
this. Not mixed properly. And like that, there is no bubbles or splashing coming up as well too. Because now when you mix it the other way, it creates air, and then it'll start splattering in your buckets.
When getting the 5-gallon kits, what's the shelf life on it?
For
Shelf life's like a
poly?
year.
For poly? I think it was a little over a year for poly.
What happens if
For epoxy,
If you
for
have it
epoxy.
over more than a year, you shouldn't be in this business.
what happens
For
if
poly, yeah, you shouldn't. Once you have poly, you're gonna go through it quick. If you're using a lot of flakes, you're doing flakes.
we buy a lot in bulk?
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Okay, so you gotta buy it from me then.
So right now we just closed the season because it's fucking snowing. And we're
Yeah.
not doing it, right?
So if springtime comes and stuff like that, you know, you're gonna start kicking again. So you should be good within that year mark, over a year mark.
It's fine when it thaws.
No, so all these materials should be temperature controlled. Never let it freeze. They should be anywhere in the 50 degree mark. If your space is not heated, store it somewhere that will be. Because if it freezes, I don't recommend you using it because it'll create it'll crystallize. Okay? Never let your material freeze. That's one thing. Is that good?
Yeah, but that color's ugly as shit.
Huh?
That color's ugly as shit.
Oh, compared, we don't. They say
That's
we
some
have
black.
black. They
Put
say
some
we
black
have some
in there.
black.
This right here is a 1-to-1 ratio. So whatever you pour out of your A, you want to pour out of your B.
Can we give me some black tint?
We have about, like 10 by 8, somewhere around there, 80 square feet. Since it has flake already, when you make somewhere close to a gallon, that'll be
there.
enough.
Do you have a stick?
Yeah, he's got sticks.
Yes. Okay.
He's got.
You have gloves and I don't. You have black. You have this. Where's the paddle?
What's up?
Or you just pump it in there. Have a blade. So you're gonna go through gloves. Use a lot of gloves. All right, this stuff gets sticky, and if you get on your hands, you don't want to be touching your client's walls or doors or anything like that, because you create a bigger mess. Same thing with your shoes. Don't walk on it, and then walk on their floor and stuff like that. Protect their property, flooring, stuff like that. That's number one key. Have a clean environment. Have your space clean, and have a mixing station where you're going to be working at. Mixing station should be a nice big tarp. Tape it to the floor, so when you do walk back on it, it doesn't fold on you or anything like that as well too. And when walking on your floor, and then you have to get out off your floor with spike shoes or whatever, don't walk with your spike shoes into there. If they have pavers especially, don't walk onto their pavers with spike shoes.
I always put ram board as soon as you walk outside. One big line of ram board. Usually the spikes don't go through that, so it's good protection. Always keep a roll of ram board. When we're doing flake, you always want to match your base coat to whatever flake you're doing. This is like a dark gray color, so you obviously want to use a dark gray base. If I was to use like a dark gray base on top of this, you'd be able to see a lot of the base coat, and it wouldn't make sense. You also don't want to use like a brown base. So whenever we opened this up, it was kind of like brownish, and I knew that was going to look terrible whenever you put the flake on top. It's a full flake broadcast, but you can still see a little bit of the pigment at the bottom. So you just try to match your colors. If you're doing like a dark brown, just put a dark brown base coat. Light browns, light brown base coat. This right here has a light gray base coat. This right here, we're doing a darker gray, just
You could use dark gray, or you could use black.
Use black too.
So either combination will work great depending preferences.
Yeah.
It looks great on black with this one as well. I usually do it on black.
That makes a gallon.
Yeah, it's more than enough. Goodness, probably a lot for this. So you need 64.
Yeah.
Very good.
You ready?
Yes.
Does someone want to hop in there? Move the material around? Put some spikes on?
So we're gonna start out a little bit on it.
It's a part B. So it's a part A, part B. It's a two-component product. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So whatever you use of your A, you want to pour of your B. If you mess up those ratios, the floor might not dry. So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
So
Always follow the instructions
on
what you buy.
Right now I poured out half a gallon of A. I need half a gallon of B. That's why we use all these measuring buckets. They have the measurement right here. It tells you 2 quarts. 2 quarts is 1 gallon. 64 ounces is 2 quarts, half a gallon. 128 ounces is 1 gallon.
Now it's the same process mixing wise, 3 minutes. All right, so keep always mixing 3-minute mark. Like that you have a consistent mix and it'll dry properly. If you don't mix it properly, it will not cure. Your paddle should be always in the bottom, not on top. So you start from the bottom and you just keep moving it around on the bottom of your bucket. Huh? Yeah.
With most polys, it's a little different than epoxy. Poly, as soon as you drop it on the floor and it touches the humidity of the air, it starts drying. So if you're mixing a big batch, you can leave your poly in the bucket a little bit, spread it out, and then dump it out, and you'll have a little bit more working time instead of dumping it all out at once.
And if you mix too much and you dump a ribbon over here and you drop another ribbon over here, this side's going to start settling up much faster than by the time you start bringing it over here. That's why. So if you can leave it in your bucket, drop your first ribbon, and just bring your bucket over here and leave it until you get close. Then you could drop it and then keep mixing. That's why. So you have pot life is totally different from the floor. So
epoxy is the opposite. You want to get it out of the bucket as soon as you're done mixing it. You want to get it out of the bucket. Epoxy is doing an exothermic reaction, so it's pushing out heat. If that heat doesn't have anywhere to go, it's going to dry that epoxy up real quick. So as soon as you drop it on the floor, that heat is just coming off everywhere instead of being stuck in a bucket. If you leave a, I don't know, like one of those MRAP, the moisture vapor barrier, in the bucket for more than like 7-8 minutes, it'll just completely dry up on you. It'll start fuming and dry up on you. As soon as you drop it in the floor, that's when that working time starts. I just do a low speed, so it's not get all over me.
It's
if I go
not
high speed, right now,
splattering.
get all over
Remember,
me.
this is more.
Poly isn't going to bubble up on you if you go fast. It doesn't matter. You're flaking into it. It's not that big of a deal. When you're mixing and you're doing your metallic, that's when you want to be careful to like not push a lot of air into your material. And right now we're only doing poly because we already have poly on this. Normally this would be the moisture vapor barrier, and then we just flake into this. Dump it out there. And right now I would have one of my guys with a chip brush, a little bit of material in a bucket, and he would be doing all the edge.
So how would you do the edges? Just hold it on?
Chip brush, grab a little bucket, not this big. Just go around the edge, just brush it on.
Okay. I was talking about like the edge, you know, like the side of the garage.
Okay, so we do that first. We do that before, yeah. Stem wall, yeah. You do those first, you flake them, and then you do the floor.
Most of the time, what I like to do is just run my edges first completely, most of the time, and then I can just keep on working my way out.
This is just poly and tint, right?
Yep.
Hey, Walter.
So when you have the poly and tint, you actually have a longer time to work with?
No, poly you're gonna have or it depends what poly you use. This one is a slow
When
cure.
using these, you want to add a little pressure to it. If you leave it with no pressure, it's just going to leave too much material behind. So you always want to keep it flat as possible and move. Don't try to turn it way too much and stuff like that, but you keep it flat and just keep working it. It'll does its own thing. If you see too much powder somewhere, you can always go back and just push product towards you. If you want to put on your spike shoes and stuff like that, it's cool. Like that, you don't get any product around. But just watch behind you that it has tint on the corners. Let me move the spike shoes. So the best way always when you're working is keeping it at an angle and just pushing your material towards you. That's why. So you want to keep it always at a 45 towards you, like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take you a while because some people, every time they put it at a 45, they end up going 45 themselves.
Whenever y'all are gonna do your roller, just always first dip it where you have a little puddle. If I start over here, I'm just gonna lift all the material. That roller's gonna soak everything up and I'm gonna pull the material off of it. So every time you just start, dip it in a puddle. Get it nice and wet.
Soaked.
And then you just start rolling. I usually like going the opposite way of the first guy that squeegeed, and then this way. So I'll do the whole section like this. Pour out a little bit more material for him. Danny, can you pour a little bit more?
Yeah.
Once I do that, just come back, start from one edge, stop right here, come here, and just feather it out. I do that so I don't push the material all the way into a corner. If I'm doing this, I have a little puddle in front of me. If I go all the way out here, you all see that little puddle right there? I don't like that puddle, so I would just feather out that one.
Out. There's a lot there, sir.
Try to get that puddle more into the middle of the floor, and then I'll spread it out. If y'all end up with a big puddle towards the end, you can push it back into the floor and just make sure you spread it out evenly throughout the floor so you don't end up with that right there. And the person rolling can just finish it out. It makes too much mess. It's not necessary. If you push it back onto the floor.
Because it's the base coat, you don't need to remove it. Just move it. You don't need to add a lot of pressure to it then. You can just slowly just guide it. And just push it out. If you have to take it out, then it'll be messy. That's why when I said you will have to only add little as little. If you need more, then you add a little more, like that.
With this, you're going to have like 20, 25 minutes if you're doing it, using it as a base coat. Yeah, since it's going this thick, you're going to have a good amount of time.
Yeah.
This will
start tacking it within 15 minutes, 20 minutes probably. Sometimes longer.
If this was a slow cure MVB, you can let it sit for like 15, 20 minutes, let it get a little tacky, and then flake into it. A lot of times if you flake right into it, the flake will pull the color up, and you'll end up seeing a little bit of the concrete. So if you just let it get a little tacky, and then flake the floor. Yep. Flake, just grab a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, grab a big puddle, and just act like you're feeding chickens. Who wants to do it?
Always works better throwing it up than on
don't
the
throw
floor.
it right at the floor, just throw it up.
Throw it
That's
up
how you
and
get a
let it
good
spread
spray
out
rate.
evenly.
Yeah.
No, you can't do the salt guy.
Imagine there's some strippers right there. Yeah, a lot of people will just grab the bucket and just do this real quick.
Yeah, with bigger spaces like that, you just start pushing it up in the air and just let it fall.
Whenever I'm doing like the edge, to not waste a lot of flake, just grab a little puddle, just do that. You get the edge really good. You just got to make sure you don't see any shiny spots. Cover it so you don't see any of the base coat.
Throw it up like this. And keep it. So when you're working in a bigger space, you want to move fast. So you're there, you're just feeding the chickens. That's it. You know?
So if y'all look, if you look, there's a very shiny spot right here. So if you don't flake into that, you'll be able to see the difference over here too.
Stuff like that,
all
it'll
around.
stay shiny. So when they want 100% coverage, that's what you do. Cover everything.
Whenever y'all are walking on the epoxy too, just make sure you always pick your feet up. Don't ever slide them, or else you'll make lines throughout your epoxy, and you'll be able to see those lines. So just always
once it
pick up your
dries
feet.
and you go to scrape it, you're gonna see lines because you're not picking up your feet. So always try to pick up your feet. Let's do this side. I was gonna say, give me the vacuum. No, throw it. We're still good to do this side with it.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's I just want to pick up this flake.
That's just gonna be too tacky though.
Huh?
The poly's gonna be too tacky.
Yeah, well. Got shelf life. Plug in the vacuum.
I think it's plugged in.
Yeah, just attach the hose, please. Aguanta aquí.
As long as you keep moving, you don't need 2 rollers. You can use the same roller.
All right, who's getting in? Keep going straight. Follow that. No. Follow the stick. So, and move it. Turn your stick at 45, but keep it straight, following the wood.
If there's a lot of material right there, I like to pull it back first a little bit, just so that doesn't happen. Yeah. And once you pull it back, you can come back and just go real quick, and you don't have to worry about it going up on that wall.
We make it easier, right? He's like, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and that's it.
Y'all gotta work faster. If y'all are doing those one-day systems,
you have
and
to
y'all
work
are taking
fast.
long on the squeegee, that just slows everything down. If you're taking too long
This
on
will
the
get tacked
squeegee,
up on you
the
quick.
roller is gonna be slow, and then by the time y'all are flaking, it's not gonna
See that
hold
big part
the
over here?
flake.
Move
So
that towards you.
Oh, this is 2 minutes, right?
The big part over there. Push that up towards you. Yep.
go all the
Keep
way.
on,
Just
go
go
all the
ahead
way.
and do all your
All
edge.
the way. All the way towards the corner. Keep pushing that product.
Si tú vas a hacer por decir, una metálica acá y tienes base de play, ¿lo puedes utilizar o no va a ser racionamiento químico?
Sí lo puedes ocupar, pero corres un riesgo muy fuerte porque si hay flake, lo más seguro es que tiene polyaspartic arriba. Entonces al epoxi no le gusta agarrarse al polyaspartic bien. Especialmente como hay tantos puntos altos y bajos, cuando le pasas la lija no le puedes llegar bien a los puntos bajos. Entonces a mí me daría mucho miedo hacerlo así. Yo quitaría el piso, el de flake.
Want to jump on it? Who else want to jump on it? Go ahead.
He really feeds well.
Huh?
We brought an empty suitcase.
Who wants to roll?
I'm here to learn, man. I ain't here to watch.
Put on some cleats?
You want to put on your shoes? Get in, put the shoes on. You can get in there. See all of this? Move all of that. Spread it. All of this is true.
It can be slippery.
Throughout this whole floor.
Whenever you have
So you have a
epoxy
lot
and
of
then you're putting
material
something
still
on
spread
top,
around
it
that
gets
you need to
really
push towards
slippery.
you.
So you want to make sure your spikes are
To cover all of this section.
pretty sharp. So what I do is I just put them on.
Yeah,
and I go
the
to
line
some
doesn't matter.
concrete
He's
and
gonna
just
take
take
care
the
of that with
spikes
the
on the
roller.
concrete. That kind of sharpens
That's why.
them.
So if you leave minor lines around, just push product. You want to cover. Push down. No, you push down on your
kick against it.
on your stick.
There you go.
Exactly.
Okay,
Because
it's
you
gonna
want
be
to push
slippery.
product towards you.
You ready to catch me?
And now I'm gonna let you go, man.
We're here together. So is it good this way or this the other way?
Yeah, you can go the other way. Go across from what he's doing first. So this way, that way. Yeah, just go back and forth a lot. I normally just go back and forth, just in case he left lines. You're evening those lines out.
You're flattening out all those lines. He has a lot of product. He still has a lot of product.
But just go
around.
back and forth. You don't have to come back up. Yeah, just back and forth a lot.
Yeah. So cover most of the entire floor. Then he's gonna come back with the roller and fix all those issues.
Yeah.
So that's
you're
why
doing
a
a floor, though,
three.
you
That's why
wanna
a 3/8
just
roller
roll
is
back,
is
forth,
important.
fast,
If you go with
fast.
a 1/4 inch, it's gonna suck up the material and not lay out the way it's supposed to lay out. With a 3/8 nap roller, it'll give you enough product throughout the whole floor to lay out and flatten out the whole floor. And it'll cover all any spots that he missed and stuff like that as well too. Oh, he has product, still product all around, but yeah, hit the corners with the roller, with the brush. Remember, dealing with garages, depending how big it is, you might need 3 guys as well too. Because you have one guy spreading, the other guy with the chip brush around, and then the other guy with the roller. By the time you finish spreading, then you start picking up your flakes and start dropping. Same thing with the other guys. And then you have the other guy cleaning all your tools.
I've got one guy that has like 5 personalities.
Yeah, see? you got a 5-to-1 combo.
Yeah, you see, there's a like puddle right here. So start on one edge and then just walk your way all the way to the other edge. Start on there. Yeah, go all the way and then stop when you get like to 1 foot.
Well, he's
Stop right there, lift it up, and then start over there and just feather it. Yeah.
In the same section and feather it.
Yeah, lift it up quick. Look, whenever you
Well, you
feather
look
it,
like
this is what I mean. You start here, you do that. You feather out the corners. Right now it's pretty tacky, but whenever you're using epoxy, you're usually like pushing the puddle, so you end up with a lot there. Yeah.
Yeah, so finish fixing all of this, spreading everything out. Who's gonna be our new flake guy? Pick up some flake over there. Give him a, give me some of that. Put it.
Yeah, you want to put
So
some
we can have
one
2
of the
guys throwing
buttons?
some flakes. Give me some in there. That's good.
Ready for the plate?
No, not yet. Some. Let me see. You finished rolling?
You gotta get over there. I just didn't want to step on the floor.
And see over here with that. If he leaves that, it'll stay like that with the because that's still the notch. The notch squeegee how it pulls. So you still have to roll it out evenly. Oh, he can probably finish it up.
All right, give me a second. Clean it up.
Give me that roller for a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Drop this in here. Yes, sir.
Now all this stuff just cleans with acetone. So any tools y'all gotta clean,
Throw
just
it up more in
make
the
sure
air.
you have some
Because
acetone.
if you drop so much in one section, then. So, if you put it on like you're carrying a baby, and bring your flake further up. Exactly. Then you could just with your palm and just push it up. Exactly. Like that, you start spreading, and you can move much faster walking. Then your edges, you start dropping around the edges. You missed the whole floor. This is aftershock. Yeah.
When you scrape this?
Depends on humidity. If it's hot outside with high humidity, you can scrape this within an hour and a half already.
It's all acetone. You just use acetone to clean everything. Gotta make sure you always have some acetone, some rags.
If you got some extra flake over there, you got some shine right here.
You looking at? Right there?
On the edges. Like,
Sometimes what I do, I like to broadcast everything first, and then you can actually walk back on the floor and start looking, because sometimes it could sink in, or you didn't add enough, and then you start adding some more wherever you missed that. No, but you always clean them.
No, he said, could you walk on flakes with it?
Oh yeah, you're supposed to walk in.
Good.
Always walk in the floor when you're doing your flake system. You have to, because it's a garage. You're doing a garage, so you can't throw flakes from outside. So you have to be in your garage and start from the far end and just moving around. The what?
Like with the flakes, it doesn't adjust any levels?
No, just lift up your feet. Don't drag your feet, but if you drag your feet, you're actually gonna move your flake with the poly and create stripes, a line. And when it dries, it's gonna dry like that. That's why. Oh no. Every cleat marks, it will show. So if you're doing quartz sand, you start from the far end and work yourself out and leave it alone until it dries. Because that's why you have to do a double broadcast of quartz, because it'll just suck it up. And you have missings because it's so thin. So you got to do a full broadcast completely, a lot, and walk away. Let it dry up, come back, scrape up or broom up whatever the leftover, because you're going to reuse it. You don't vacuum it because you're going to have to reuse it. The quartz. Exactly. You can broom it up, scrape it, and scoop it all up again. The quartz sand, correct. Even this, you could reuse it with the blower. So once it dries, we don't scrape it. We blow it with a blower to one corner, pick everything up, put it back in the box, buckets and stuff like that. You can still reuse it because it hasn't been broken apart yet. Once you scrape it, then those you toss out. Yeah. They get really like small particles and sand, like a sand look. So you don't want to throw that on the floor again.
For quartz, you'll put it on top of poly as well?
Yeah.
If you're doing a double, you can do epoxy, broadcast into it, then poly, and broadcast into that. That's a good system.
The way I
poly.
exactly, you could do it MBV. I use MBV and let it dry out first, and then I'll use poly. Just because I could do it all in one shot, back to back, back to back. So I could do a poly broadcast, and then come back the next day and then just seal it. That's why.
And then you seal it with poly.
Huh?
You seal with poly.
With poly again.
You don't seal ever with urethane or anything?
No. That could be your final after poly if you wanted to, yes. Because quartz will just suck up the urethane. It'll suck it up. No good.
Does Meghan Fly sell quartz sand as well?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some here, the quartz sand.
Different colors?
Well, if you want different colors, we could order them. We usually carry only standard, like a gray color, stuff like that.
On the entrance, there's like gray with lanes with that quartz sand.
Which one?
Right at the entrance here. There's like gray with.
That's solid gray, but that's like a thicker grit. Okay, that's tinted completely, solid color. Correct?
That's like plain, I don't know.
Oh, that's clear quartz on top of metallic. That one, the brown? Huh? It's a metallic underneath. Poly. Yeah. That's a poly metallic. And then he threw quartz on top of it after it dried. Clear poly, clear quartz, and then poly on top. Yeah. It's like the what? No. No. Just leave it alone. It'll stick like this or like that. Dry roller just waste. You know. This should be day one by lunchtime already. And then after this, you go to lunch. And then you come back, scrape it, clean it, and do your clear poly. Huh? Now, if you do epoxy, now you broadcast on epoxy, then you have to come back the next day because it's not going to cure the same day. Only if you use a fast cure MBB, then you could come back within 2 hours again, scrape it and clear. Yeah. So it depends what system you're doing and stuff.
Is it off right now?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you're going to do MBB first, then that'll be grinding, prepping, and MBB the first day. Then you leave, go home, come back the next day. Then you could do this the next day, so it'll be 2 days. Like that, then you could do tinted poly, flake, and poly again. Huh? Yeah. Well, you always have to do double layer poly. That's why, because your last clear coat would be a poly as part of it as well too. That's why.
I got any more questions? No. I got a little brim.
No.
There's the same ones out there.
Flake
Yeah, I'll
will
just
eat
use
up the
some.
quartz. Because flakes is much thicker. For that, you could use the 1/8 flakes, smaller, that they sell. Is it the 1/8 or 1/4 inch? Right, 1/4 inch.
They sell 1/8
1/8?
and 16.
Yeah,
1/8
but
and
when you
16.
anything 1/8 and under, like you still have to broadcast twice, even going with flake. They're so small, so you might have to do a double broadcast with that 1/8 flake. That's
You
why.
also end up using more poly. There's more little holes between each flake, so you end up using more poly whenever you're doing the smaller flake. I like whenever you do the 1 inch and then the 1/4 inch, I've done a few of those and it looks really good. What you do is you just do your base coat, you throw the 1 inch to cover about like 80% of the floor, then you come in and you throw a 1/4 inch and it looks really freaking nice.
Yeah, the kid that I follow in Rhode Island, he just did one the other day. A lot of them will do like a regular broadcast, 1/4 inch, and they'll come back and throw the 1 inch on top of it. That way you don't have any bare spots.
Yeah.
The 1 inch is pretty cool. Something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, say if you wanted to do this, and the client wants a black border around it as well too afterwards. So what you need to do after this process, you're gonna throw down your first poly, then seal it with poly, let that dry, and then you could do tape your borders up completely whatever design you're gonna do. It all depends. I will go with a urethane, right? Urethane. I will go with a urethane. You could tint tint the urethane in a black, which you have plenty of working time. That's why. Paint your borders around or whatever design you're gonna do. Let that dry, remove the whole tape, and then you're gonna clear urethane the whole area. And then you'll have any design you want on your poly, on your flake floor.
So tape first, then poly.
Flake floor, but in order to do a design, you need to screen sand your
Before
flake.
you take the tape off and then do the other.
Like that, you have a nice flatter finish. That's why. Polyurethane. Yeah. That what? No. That usually, you have plenty of working time with that. That usually doesn't dry up. Unless once you start putting it down on the floor and wait a while, then it starts getting tacky and dry. You want to cut? You want to cut the light already? Pretty much.
What's up?
Pretty much gonna be done.